What's up, everybody? I just wanted to do a quick short video showing you how you can upload your own custom reticles and images to your FOSS dots. So let's get going. Of course, you got to pick your image first. I looked up Dragon Eye, but Sauron popped up, and I was like, let's use Sauron. So here we go, Sauron. Just copying the image straight out of Google. And then we'll go into an image editing software like Photoshop. Doesn't have to be Photoshop, just make sure that you can adjust the size of your image, which we need to be the same as the LCD screen. So width 180, height 80, resolution 72. Perfect. I'm going to Control V, bring Eye of Sauron in. It's quite large. Scale it to the size that makes sense for you. You may have to try a couple times to see what you like best that shows up on the FOSS dot. So I have been liking when they're a little smaller, kind of shorter range to the target. And then we'll move this ugly background. Perfect. Now you got your image on the black background. Now with the black background, that's up to you. You can leave it empty. You can just leave it as a blank background, or the reason I include it is because in brighter light conditions, I find that the darker backgrounds tend to help you see the image better. Okay, so then we just need to export this visible image here as a PNG. Cool. And we'll name it the Eye of Sauron. Okay, cool. And then we're done with Photoshop for now. And we'll go back online to the handy dandy website, Rinky Dink Electronics, which under the UTF-8 image converter button, click that and load this page. We'll choose our file we just saved, our PNG, and then we'll convert it to a .c file, okay, which is, we're just getting an array that is of colors, right? We'll make that file. Now, if your image doesn't show up here, it's just empty and it still says, hey, click here to download, it didn't work. It's not going to work on your FOSS dot. So try again until your image shows up here, then you're good to download. Download this guy, keep it. All right, so this gives us in my downloads folder, a .c file called the Eye of Sauron. Okay, perfect. I got too many folders open here, so just the downloads. Next thing I want to do is open this file with Notepad. Hey, we can see what it is. Okay, just a bunch of colors. All right. Now we need to save this in the same folder as our color program. So you should already have the color program, which if you don't, just download the zip folder from the repository, unzip it, unzip the color program folder inside that, and then run the inno file, which I'll show you in just a second. All right, so back in here, we got our program open. And so we need to figure out where we need to save that file to so we can access it later. So we go to the sketch button at the top here and then show sketch folder. Aha, here's all of our images. And this is the location where we need to save that file from Rinky Dink. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to copy this file location. So now we can go back to our downloads. Or I'm sorry, back to Notepad, which we have open. And we want to save as, not .c, but .h. And we want to save it, and then Control V, paste our file location. There should be nothing there. Yeah. And so we save that guy. We can close Notepad, and close this, and we can close that, and we can go Sketch again. I wanted to close everything so that, it's a clean reset. You guys see it? We'll just reopen this folder, and sure enough, there's Eye of Sauron, our H file. Also, as you can see, in the Arduino ID, it now shows up in our top bar here. So, I like to just copy it so I don't spell it wrong, so Control C. Now, back in the main program, here's the sauce. Alright, first things first, we need to include that file. So the program needs to go and say, hey, I have this here, do you want me to use it? Yes, yes we do. .h. So what I just copied, .h, same name as our file up here on the top right. Okay, with that included, we still got that name copied. So we can, just to test it, all right, we're just going to go ahead and swap out for one of the other methods. Okay, so down here, we've got a bunch of methods that all do exactly the same thing, but for different images. Okay, so if we just want to simply swap one out, all I have to do is say, I don't want the small green rectangle anymore. I want the Eye of Sauron. All right, and this is this. All right, so it's going to draw this image now instead. All right, so and that will get called when I hit the button on my FOSS dot once, or wherever, I don't know, wherever it last saved. Okay, so now let's plug in the FOSS dot. Remember, if it doesn't connect, reset it, hold down the boot button, and then let go of reset, and it will connect. All right, now I'm plugged in. Let's select our device. Oh, I've been working with a different camera, so my board manager for ESP32 is incorrect. And this may happen to you, so this is important. Um, if you're not on 3.11 version, update right now. And I will pause and come back in a minute. All right, so ESP32 by Expressive is installed at 3.11. Perfect. The next thing to do is just check your libraries. Easiest way to do it, copy the name, paste it in Library Manager. As long as it's installed at the latest version, usually, you're good to go. I anticipate you guys have most of the correct ones already, but when you compile, if they turn red, you know, hey, I'm missing this one. Just go ahead and open this Library Manager on the left side, copy paste the name, and get it downloaded. Of course, we already added the include for this image, but you guys know these are the other images. So these ones are things that you can see are included at the top already. All right. Now, let us flash our device. Cool, I'm already plugged in. We will be able to tell this name when you first plug it in. I plugged this board in before, so it shows up as C3 dev module because that's what I selected for it previously. However, when you first plug it in, it will say ESP32 family module. So what you'll do then, when it says, if it says family module up here, you'll go tools, board, ESP32, and then ESP32 C3 dev module here at the top of the list. I'm going to leave this up for a second. He's going to take a look at the path. All right, cool. Next thing to look at with this still open here is all of these settings here. So I want, in order for us to get serial prints, so in order when it's plugged in to talk to the serial monitor, we need to have this enabled. Okay. And then we want to erase all flash before the sketch upload. Yes, we want that enabled. That cleans it up, and then that's it. And the flash size is 4. JTAG. And then we want to make this a huge app, 3 megabytes. No OTA. Alright, I'll bring this back up. The rest of this is good to go. Make sure your tools look like mine. Haha. Alright. After that, we should be good to go. You're plugged in. It says now ESP32 dev module in the top left box, and on the very bottom right, it says ESP32 C3 dev module on COM, whatever COM you're on. Mine happens to be 3. Okay, so we're going to upload. And sometimes this takes a long time. Usually when it takes longer, it means it's working. If it whips through it, you've probably got an error. Or if you've uploaded a few times, it does okay. It goes pretty quick. But I'll be right back. Okay. Uploading to the device only took 42% of program space. So that means you guys got some space to play. I currently only have like 5 or 6 images available on most of these. And that takes between, 35 and 50% of the memory. Now you can delete other ones. That's up to you. If I don't like this one, delete it. Remove that data from your bus dot, and you'll open up more space for stuff. Cool. We're all good to go. And if we reset our device, hello, and there we go.
All right, taking a look, and that looks pretty cool. Look at the eye of Sauron. His gaze is upon you. Love it. Love it. Fun times. That's how you do it, guys. That is how you add a custom reticle to your FOSS dot. So whatever you like, go ahead and get to it. All right, guys. Thanks so much for all of your support. You guys have been really amazing. You definitely put me to work. So I'm happy to do it, and I can't wait to give you guys a little bit more.